Hey guys, welcome back to PSRN. This is episode 9, and this is probably going to be our last episode in this studio.
Yeah.
We've had some good and bad here. I mean, I'm here with Thomas Mellon. I'm your host, Don Castiel, and it's just me and Thomas. Today, Connor might be joining us, but yeah, we have pretty empty house today. Last week's episode got destroyed when I was uploading it, so that didn't go up, unfortunately. That's like our third podcast that got destroyed. I'm not good at not destroying them. But as we're figuring out the technology and probably moving studios, we're giving you this podcast.
Yeah, right. Like, it's hard with only two people, but we'll make it work.
Yeah, we're just figuring out this stuff. So, again, thank you guys so much for listening. Follow us at p.srr.n _ on Instagram and Twitter. And that's for daily updates on sports and opinions and facts and daily stuff, whatever. So yeah, just follow that account and enjoy it.
I think that's the longest Don's ever been able to have an intro without anyone cutting him off.
Yeah,
That's a start.
that is a start.
So today we have list. I made the list. Top 5.
For those of you new watchers, list is a segment where we list players, and it depends on a certain category.
Just different stuff.
Yeah. All right, go ahead.
So it's top 5 most underrated and overrated players in the NFL. So it's top 5 most underrated, top 5 overrated, and I stuck with offense for it. I basically made an all-offense team of underrated and then overrated players. So for underrated, this one's going to get a lot of backlash. I said Cam Newton.
For overrated.
Underrated.
Oh, underrated.
I think that since his Super Bowl season, he's not been looked at as good of a quarterback as he actually is.
I don't think he's that good.
He's still underrated for his skill set. And the only reason a lot of people don't think he's good is because they're comparing him to what he was in that Super Bowl 50 season. Super Bowl 50.
Hold on, how do you want to do this? You want to...
I'll explain myself and then we can...
No, do you want to debate after each one? Or
we'll do that.
All right, so here's what I got to say. Wait, is this your number 1 or number 5?
This is my number 1.
Oh, okay. So, I think that's actually crazy high for Cam Newton. I mean, I think that after his Super Bowl 50 season, he has just been completely abolished by injuries. I mean, the poor guy has had injuries after injury after injury. And although I think he's a good quarterback, his arm hasn't been the same. His running threat hasn't been the same.
I mean, I think you also have to look at his who he's really had at wide receiver down there recently. Because he's pretty much had Devin Funchess, and then he's had like guys like Torrey Smith and other wide receivers like that. But I don't think I can say other than Devin Funchess, there's really a wide receiver down there that makes a massive or as big of an impact as any other player he had in that Super Bowl season. So I think what he's been doing and the numbers that he's been giving up with even the shoulder injury that he's had, he's not throwing the ball as well downfield. I just think that makes him underrated coming into the season right now. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree that he's a little underrated, especially because of the quarterback he used to be. But I definitely have to give. I definitely have to say that I don't think he's. I think he's actually a little bit more overrated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really have them like in order. I just kind of have him quarterback.
Okay.
Right. Like
Right.
It's not. But at his position, I believe that in the NFL, he is the most underrated player.
Okay.
Because quarterbacks like Sam Darnold, you could say he's underrated, but he also has a lot of hype coming into his second season. Josh Allen surprisingly has hype. I just think that Cam Newton is not being as talked about. I think Fitzpatrick is being talked about more than Cam Newton, to be honest with you, down in Miami.
You don't even know if Fitzpatrick's going to start.
No, it could be Rosen. And then for running back, top running back who's underrated, Joe Mixon.
Yeah.
So I just think his impact on the team that he had last season was pretty good, considering he was coming off an injury. So that's why I think he's underrated.
Here's another running back that I would say, even though he's highly talked about, I would probably say Joe Mixon probably is more underrated than this player I'm about to say. But I have to say, I think Christian McCaffrey is a little bit underrated.
No, I think he's being talked about way too much.
No, it's just, here's the thing. When people think of Christian McCaffrey, they're like, oh, yeah, he's a top 10 running back. I'm like, no, he's a top 3 running back in the league. Maybe top 5.
Oh, I was going to say top 3's a little high there.
Look,
because you're going to say that
he's 2,000 yards all-purpose this year.
Yeah, but
that is crazy.
No, I know, but I don't think that he's a top 3 running back.
Did he have 2,000 yards all-purpose?
I believe.
I'm not sure if he did. Please do not quote me on that. But he is, in my opinion,
he's definitely an impact running back down there.
I think he's super versatile. I mean,
I don't think he's underrated though. I think
so.
He's a threat, and I think a lot of people know he's a threat. Joe Mixon is not really thought about as a threat though, even though he is.
I think. All right, here are my just quick top 3 best running backs in the league. Ezekiel Elliott. I think he's the best running back in the league, unfortunately.
Le'Veon.
Todd Gurley. Le'Veon Bell. Alvin Kamara. And Christian McCaffrey.
No. Derrick Henry's over Christian McCaffrey.
No way. Derrick Henry, he has had like
impact player.
He has had
Okay, no, I was wrong with that. That was not a good statement.
At the
that
end
was a bad statement.
He's had good stretches. Like, he has had stretches where you're like, all right, this guy, he's going to be an awesome running back. But, then, the season before, the 2018 season, towards the end of the season, he was going off. I was like, all right, Derrick Henry is a guy I'm going to draft next year in my fantasy league, right?
Yeah.
I drafted him, and, for the first, 8 games, he didn't run the ball at all.
You know what's actually kind of funny, though? I traded you Derrick Henry in our fantasy league, and you traded me, Amari Cooper, and a quarterback. I didn't start the quarterback, but Amari Cooper, when he went to Dallas, got me a lot of points, and Derrick Henry got you very little.
And looking back at it, I probably would have made the same trade if I was in that position.
You also begged me for Carson Wentz, and I forget what I got out of that, but I got a lot out of that.
That was our fun league. Wasn't there only 4 people in that league, and all the teams are insanely stacked?
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
And then I have 2 wide receivers in a position.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So first one, I actually have Amari Cooper being underrated.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I feel like he actually got a lot of hype around him.
Oh, definitely. But
Dallas.
That's because of the way he was playing. I think going into this season, they are in a way counting him out.
I feel like he's actually a little bit. No. I feel like he's perfectly talked about. I mean, I feel like he got a lot of hype when he went to Dallas, and it was well-deserved hype. But I don't think he's anything more than people say he is.
Oh, and then wide receiver 2, I have Robbie Anderson in New York.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think
he's so good.
Yeah, he's a Temple product.
Oh yeah,
he's from Temple, and I just think that because of the team that he's on, and nobody really talks about the New York Jets because they haven't really been a very good team. He's not getting enough credit as he deserves for being a versatile wide receiver, not only be able to return things. His speed is amazing.
Yeah,
his speed is insane.
I mean, on a scale of 100, I would probably give him
I give him an 80. No, not 80. 89.
Speed?
80, 90. 80, 90 range.
Of speed?
Yeah.
I would give him 92.
And then where's Deshaun Jackson on your list?
Probably 96. And Tyreek Hill would be 99. But
Deshaun Jackson's faster than Tyreek Hill. Yep. Proven fact.
Probably was when he was younger.
I think John Ross. John Ross would definitely, man's a bullet. Just not really seeing the field as much as he should. And then for tight end, I said, you could go both ways with this. You could say Trey Burton, who didn't really have an impact season with Chicago.
No, I don't think so.
But he's definitely, I would believe that he was underrated for his skill set because we in Philly definitely saw his impact. But what I really said was George Kittle with the
I don't
49ers.
think no, he's not. He's not over. He's not underrated.
He's definitely underrated.
He is. He is talked about. Like I hear about him a lot.
No, I
as a
understand
great
that,
tight end.
Edon, but I think he's underrated for what he's doing at this point. Because think about it. He had 7 different quarterbacks last season or something, and he still put up the numbers that he did without having an actual starting quarterback in there with him.
People have been saying he's the best tight end in the league. I've heard that multiple times.
I still think he's underrated.
I don't think so. I couldn't agree with that. I think if you want to talk about an underrated tight end, man, why do I keep on doing this? I'm going back to the Panthers. Greg Olsen. I mean, after his injury, nobody talked about him. Still an awesome tight end.
Yeah, we'll get there later. I said.
Oh no.
So now we're gonna move on to overrated, and I actually split it down the middle between Jared Goff and Dak Prescott. Because I think for overrated hype, for what they've had, and what the season that they had last year, yeah, it was good. But for the hype that they've had surrounding them, Dak Prescott just throws the ball up and hopes that his receivers makes plays.
But I feel like you're saying
Jared
that because you're a Philly fan.
Jared Goff, nope, definitely not. He has way too much hype surrounding him for his skill set. And maybe I'm saying it because I'm a Philly fan, but it wouldn't be because I dislike him. It would be because I see the most of that.
Okay.
Against cornerbacks who maybe aren't the best, he has
He's
Amari
played
Cooper
very bad against
save
the
him.
Eagles.
He's had Amari Cooper save him. The only reason he doesn't get killed every play is Ezekiel Elliott. That's just the bottom line. Because if he can't,
That is one thing for
dumps
sure.
it off to Ezekiel Elliott.
If
If nobody's open downfield, you can just dump it off, and Ezekiel will at least get you 5 yards every play.
If you take out Ezekiel Elliott out of the Cowboys, I don't think
Dak
Dak
Prescott is a third-string quarterback without Ezekiel
I don't think
Elliott.
it's no. I would say backup. I would say he's just as good as, Fitzpatrick. Like that type of caliber.
I could.
But I feel like them together, it's a good duo, and it's going to work.
You can say the same thing about Todd Gurley and Jared Goff, though.
Yeah.
Except Jared Goff gets mega exposed, and you've never really had to see the Cowboys without Ezekiel Elliott and Dak Prescott, if that makes sense. Because you've never really seen either of them off the field except for when Zeke, what happened there. But you've never really had to see that, and the Cowboys weren't that good without him.
Look.
So think about it. They're not the same quarterback without their running back.
That's when I look at these teams, like the Rams and the Cowboys, I look at them and I'm like, all right, this is a running team. There isn't a lot of them in the league, but this team without the running game wouldn't be as good as they are. And I feel like the Saints are like this too. Because until before the Saints got Alvin Kamara or Mark Ingram started playing really well, they weren't even that good.
I mean, there's still
And
a
I feel
reason
like
that
Drew
Drew Brees
Brees
is one of the best quarterbacks ever.
But I feel like he's that good because the running game is that good.
Yeah.
I feel like he didn't really. I mean, he's always been good, but I feel like he always plays the best when he has running backs with him.
And then, yeah.
Oh, by the way, guys, I just want to say, if you hear me coughing or sniffle, I was just sick over the weekend, so.
Yeah. And then running back, James Conner. Way overrated. He did have a good season. Way overhyped. You just saw more of him because players like Antonio Brown were still producing, but there was a lot of drama and stuff like that around Big Ben, Le'Veon, and all that. And I think the only reason that they, in a way, that he was overrated was because he was a rookie who came in and was playing insanely well, right? So
place of Le'Veon
the
Bell.
absence of Le'Veon Bell made him more popular because they saw a running back who was actually doing well that was not Le'Veon Bell.
I agree. I 100% agree with that.
And then wide receiver, who I think is way too overrated for his production, is A.J. Green.
In the last couple of years, yeah.
Yeah,
He's
definitely. I mean, you can also look at his quarterback
Yeah.
and Andy Dalton, and they have to move on from that situation.
Then
And
they
that's a
draft a
whole nother
quarterback?
argument. Yeah, they did. But that's a whole nother argument.
Yeah, I do think that he is definitely overrated. But I feel like he still has the talent.
I mean, so does every other overrated player. There's a reason they're overrated. It's because they have the talent. It's just it's just not there.
He's definitely 100% overrated. The Bengals, I've said this before, The Bengals are the biggest mess in the NFL.
A
Nobody
bigger
talks,
mess than the Giants?
a bigger mess than the Giants. Nobody talks about this because I feel like the Giants still have a direction. They have no direction. They have a veteran defensive tackle who's not going to do anything for them.
Who don't have?
No, Geno Atkins.
Do they still have Dunlap? They might.
No. Dunlap is no. I don't think Dunlap's on the.
That's another story.
Yeah.
They didn't
Andy
fire their
Dalton.
head coach until this year, so
Yeah,
it seems like they might be turning in the right direction. Which, if you had he didn't win a playoff
But
game, did
how
he?
long has it been since they've been in the right direction? I mean, that's why I'm saying they have been the biggest mess. They have not got out of 9-7, which means they haven't got good draft picks in terms of whether on the board, high on the board.
If you're gonna be bad, at least tank so that you can get something out of
exactly,
it.
they were never good. They were never good or bad, and that was their biggest problem.
Yeah, I just think he's way overrated. And then my second wide receiver who's overrated, I said Jarvis Landry. Now, I think he's overrated because he's in Cleveland, to be honest with you.
Save this. Because I have another
Yeah.
segment like this.
And then tight end, I said Greg Olsen.
Yeah, after listening to myself say that, he is becoming a little bit overrated because of his injuries. If he wasn't as injury prone, I feel like he would still be top 3 tight end in the league.
Yeah, but he's not, which makes people are trying to make it out that it goes Travis Kelce, Zach Ertz, Greg Olsen.
Yeah.
Which George Kittle is in the 3rd spot. And
But I
because
feel
I'm
like
on a
he's so-
Philadelphia sports podcast, I feel the need to say that Zach Ertz is better than Travis Kelce, which they're in a similar way.
They're two very different tight ends in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think of Travis Kelce more as a receiver. But I also think of Zach Ertz as a receiver. He runs the same route. I think Travis Kelce runs up and down the field well because he's a fast.
Here's the major difference to me. Zach Ertz is Travis Kelce is a vertical threat tight end who is faster. He's a little bit stronger. He's taller. While Zach Ertz is a possession wide receiver where you throw it to him, he's going to catch it. He's going to come down with the ball. Okay, so now we're going to change course here and talk a little bit more about the NFL. And I have this isn't really a list segment or anything, but I do have a couple things in mind where I talk about the most things that I am sure that I guarantee you will happen in this next season.
You're gonna guarantee.
I guarantee you these things are gonna happen.
He's gonna guarantee.
That means I am 100% confident that these events that I'm about to say
100% sure, not confident. Like there's 100%. You are saying that there's a 100% chance that these things are gonna happen.
There is no way. There is no universe where what I say, what comes out of my mouth, does not happen in reality.
So it's an 100% chance that it's gonna happen.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Number 1, the New England Patriots make the playoffs.
Wow. That's a surprise there.
That's what I'm saying. It's going to be like what I'm gonna say is going to be real. Number 2, the Bengals will be mediocre.
I think they're worse than mediocre.
No, they will be a 7-9 team or a 6-10. That's what they'll be. They will not be anything better than 8-8. It doesn't exist for them. Not yet. Number 3, Jameis Winston will be cut after the season. No, not cut. Will be off the Bucks after the season.
That's not this season. Then that's next season.
Okay, Jameis Winston will play so bad that they will eventually have to.
I don't know if you can guarantee that, Edom.
I guarantee you that because he has not shown anything. I can guarantee you that.
Okay.
Number 4, the Browns will make noise. They won't be good. I don't think they'll be good. I can't guarantee you whether they'll be good or not. But I guarantee you, with Odell Beckham being as sassy as he is, with Jarvis Landry and Baker Mayfield and his Twitter and his ongoing rant between him and Colin. How do you pronounce his last name?
Coward.
Yeah, Coward. they will be noisy.
But maybe not for the good reasons.
Yeah. Number 5, the Giants will be bad.
Wow, that's a real surprise. Yeah.
Number 6, another one just like the Bengals. The Redskins will not be better than mediocrity. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing because I feel like they're on a road to something good. But they won't be better than mediocrity because they're still putting pieces together.
Okay.
And their coaches are on the chopping block here.
Yeah.
In Washington.
Should have been gone a couple seasons ago. But that's okay.
Oh, yeah, and number 7. The Jets will be good. Not great. They will be good.
Playoff good. They will make the playoffs.
We'll see, but they will be in the hunt.
6-10 at best.
6-10?
6-10.
Wow. No, but I'm saying they will be good. Not great. Good. At best, a 6th seed.
You never mentioned the Cardinals. I have something to say about the Cardinals.
Because here's the thing. I don't think there's any. I can't give you an unknown because Kyler Murray could be awesome. Kyler Murray could be a flop.
It's like that with
David
any
Johnson
draft pick.
could explode. David Johnson could just do exactly what he did last season and do nothing.
So I was making fun of the Giants for a while.
Yeah.
Because they picked Daniel Jones. And, I never thought to make fun of the fact that the Cardinals are paying Sam Bradford, Mike Glennon, and Josh Rosen a combined of $16.2 million. And not one of them plays quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals anymore. That
is bad.
is even more embarrassing than the Giants picking Daniel Jones with 6th pick overall. Because at least Daniel Jones looks like a quarterback that's going into the Hall of Fame. Maybe not because of his accuracy skills, because of his face. Looking like Eli Manning. So you have to give the Giants some credit there.
He does look like Eli Manning.
Yeah. You got to give the Giants some credit there. But Cardinals, if Kyler Murray is a flop, as Zidane puts it, we're going to replace you with a Canadian football team. We will not hold back. It's kind of like how in the NBA, the Toronto is only the Canadian team. So it's like the Warriors beat every team in America, so they had to send a team from Canada to beat the Warriors. But it's just embarrassing for the Cardinals.
It is. But I feel like not too long ago, hey, the Cardinals were good. You know what I mean? Like Carson Palmer was a decently good quarterback, and Larry Fitzgerald was a top 1 wide receiver in the league.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about a team that wasn't who was very good, and then as very good teams, what happens to them is that they eventually just fade.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's the thing. I don't think the Giants were ever good. Well, no. Okay, no. I don't think. Okay, no. I take that back. The Giants actually were pretty good not too long ago. But I feel like the teams like the Bengals, they were never good. I don't remember. There was not a time in my lifetime where the Bengals were good.
Okay. Yep, I agree with that. 100%.
Also Tampa Bay. And that's the thing. That's the thing that annoys me about quarterbacks like Jameis Winston and Andy Dalton. They will not do anything for you.
That just shows that these NFL teams are settling for mediocrity.
Yeah, they're settling like, hey, let's become an 8-8 team. Like who does that?
Yeah. Do we want to move on to the Sixers?
Not
just
really.
The
Sixers.
NBA in general.
Yeah, Sixers. Literally nothing's happening. I mean, we had
pre-draft workouts. We worked out Tobias Harris's brother Terry. Shiz Austin.
Is it Terry Harris?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Shiz Austin Jr. from Temple worked out with us. What's his name? Carson Edwards, Purdue. Villanova fans don't want to hear his name, but
Zion worked out with us. Just kidding.
That would be, yeah. Guys, I have some breaking news for you.
What?
The 76ers will pick Zion Williams if he falls to 24 overall. Wow, big surprise. No, but see, everybody looked at me when I was crazy when I said Toronto in 5.
I'm still looking at you crazy.
Yeah?
I still think the Warriors are going. I've said this. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I don't see any possibility in any universe, in any thought or reality where the Warriors do not beat the Raptors in a game of 7. I don't care who has home court advantage. Warriors are winning the series, period.
Yep.
And it's not like I want to see them win the series, but I kind of do because I'm still kind of salty about the Kawhi buzzer, which had me on
Very
the
sad.
floor and
Very
crying.
sad. Yeah, me too.
But the second the Warriors find their switch, it's done.
Oh, yeah.
And they're going to find it because that's what the Warriors do.
Yes.
Okay, this
Yes.
isn't gonna be a 3-1 thing. If KD comes back, which it's no guarantee he will, but if he does, it's over.
Yeah.
Okay?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I don't see the Raptors winning this series. I don't see it happening.
I do. And if Kawhi keeps playing the way he does, Kyle Lowry got pushed by a fan yesterday. I don't know if you saw that.
That was okay. I'm sorry. He has to shut up.
Who?
If Kyle Lowry, if Kyle Lowry is going to literally fall on you, and a man who is literally like half of you pokes your shoulder.
He pushed him.
He didn't push him.
Was
Come
there a need to push him though? Didn't even fall on him. He fell into the crowd.
It was a fan.
If he fell into a crowd, and a fan pushed a Joel Embiid like that, would you be okay with it?
I would have called Joel Embiid a baby if he started complaining about it.
No, there's no place in the game for this, Elon.
That's Kyle Lowry's quote.
Is it?
Yeah.
I didn't hear that. But there just shouldn't be. It just shouldn't have to be talked about because it just, quite frankly, should not happen.
I'm sorry. I think.
You know what his net worth is? The guy who posted him? $2.3 billion. He's a stockholder or whatever in the Warriors, financial advisor. $2.3 billion, and you feel the need to push Kyle Lowry?
Oh my
Kyle
God.
Lowry
He didn't push him.
Kyle Lowry
Don't
did
say
not
he
do.
pushed
Kyle
him.
Lowry did not do anything wrong.
He poked him.
Kyle Lowry did not do anything wrong. It was not a poke with one finger. Both hands were extended.
Both hands. It was one hand. It was just like it was kind of like a tap.
But he extended it,
Oh
which
my
means
God.
therefore it was a push, which should never happen.
I'm gonna push you.
Do it.
No, just kidding. It's all fun and games here. So yeah, that fan, he's probably gonna get suspended from the stadium.
Good.
Probably.
Good.
But that's all I gotta say. about
Raptors
that.
in 5.
You still think so? You don't even think the Warriors are gonna win another game?
Nope. Raptors in 5.
And that's the thing. You're gonna agree with me on this. The Warriors aren't as good. No. The Raptors aren't as
If
good.
they don't
as
have
the Warriors.
Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant in there, then they're not the same team. That's just the bottom line.
No. But the Warriors are still a better team than the Raptors.
Yes, and the Sixers were a better team than the Raptors too, and we lost. So what does that say?
What it says is that the Raptors have something. They have.
I'm telling you right now, if the Sixers would have found a way to make it to the finals, we wouldn't have won.
Yeah. But I feel like we would have had him.
No, we would not have had a better chance than the Raptors.
You're right. Okay. So do you think that? Let me ask you this. Let's say Raptors go, they win the finals, right?
Yeah. Then I was right.
Do you think it was and then
Only
after
person
that,
on this podcast
July
who was
1st,
right.
July 1st, Kawhi Leonard chooses not to sign with the Raptors. Do you think this was worth it for the Toronto?
That would not be surprising
Do you think it would be worth it?
for the Raptors, or for
A 1-year championship and then back to rebuilding.
yes, because they've had a championship drought every year. I don't think it would be. I don't know if it would necessarily be a rebuilding stage because I think if they win the championship, it's a more desirable place to go play. So
No.
I think they have to pick up
No.
at least one key free agent.
Because players know. Players aren't stupid. Players know. They won because of one reason and one reason only. Kawhi Leonard. Okay? That's it. If they kept who's the guy they traded?
DeMar DeRozan.
DeMar DeRozan. If they kept DeMar DeRozan, they would have not been as good. They wouldn't even have made it past the second or first round.
I'm not disagreeing with that, but
Okay.
that's not the circumstance.
I'm just saying that
One player made a difference. MJ made a difference on the Bulls. LeBron made a difference on the Cavaliers. It's just the way it happens.
where do you okay. You're Kawhi Leonard. Where do you sign?
As a Philadelphia fan, I will say the Sixers, but not gonna happen.
Okay, no, realistically.
The Clippers.
Yeah, no, I don't even think anybody's going to the Clippers this year.
Kawhi is.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Where do you think he's going? LA?
LA, LeBron.
You really think he's going to Lakers?
LeBron.
You legitimately think he's going to Lakers?
LeBron.
Why?
Because LeBron and Kawhi Leonard is an unstoppable force. It's an unstoppable force. And
Do you think they can work together on the same team?
I don't.
Then why would he do that?
But I'll be proven wrong because I feel like they both need to have the ball.
Mm-hmm.
But I certainly do feel like it will work.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it would make me nervous as a fan.
Yeah, but
I also feel like LeBron is not as selfish. So
no, he's definitely a selfish player.
not after this year. After this year, I saw a side of him where he let the young players carry the team more than him, which, by the way, didn't work.
They play the same position, small forward.
But LeBron plays every position.
I mean, LeBron does play
could play
power
point guard.
forward also. So.
He plays point guard. He's played power forward. He's played down low. He's played everything.
Now, I'm going to have this debate with you, just me and you.
Okay, let's go.
About not necessarily if the Sixers are going to re-sign them. Where do you think Tobias and Jimmy end up?
Right, because we had this debate last
But
time.
I'm not debating on who we should re-sign. I'm asking your opinion on where they're going to sign.
We basically had this debate last time, and the podcast got deleted. So, yeah, sure. Okay. Tobias Harris.
You think he's coming back to the Sixers? Yes or no?
Last week I said, I feel like Tobias Harris will sign, even though we want Jimmy more. But Jimmy will offer him the money, but he won't accept.
Are you starting to flip the other way around?
I'm starting to flip the other way around. Why? Because there was a report saying that Sixers are close to signing Jimmy Butler. Did you see that?
But there was also reports last offseason that LeBron James was going to sign with the Sixers. So,
No. There were reports that he was going to sign with the Sixers, but compared to the amount of reports that he was going to sign with the Lakers, wasn't even comparable.
So, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think there's a realistic situation at this point
Where we get both?
I can say that both of them will re-sign here. Because if you think about it, if we want to re-sign Redick, we have to get him cheap. And I don't think he's going to be a very cheap player.
I think he will.
Because it's very rare that you come off of your best season.
This was not his best season.
It was his best season, statistics-wise. Normally that doesn't happen. He's like aging whiny, Don. It only gets better as it ages, and that's what Redick's doing. He's getting better. So I just think that he's going to want money because he just came off of his best statistic-wise career. He disappeared in the playoffs last season too. I'm not going to mention that. But statistics-wise, this was his best season. So I don't think you can realistically give two players max and expect to get at least one more key free agent. I know Mike Scott's a free agent, but I don't think they're considering him a key free agent. I think he'll resign. You don't think he's coming back?
No, I don't think he's going to be expensive. And I think he wants to stay here. I feel like he has a good spot, and I feel like he knows that he has a possibility to win a championship here.
Well,
I feel like he wants to stay here. I feel like he wants to finish out his career here. If not, he would have already left. By the way, from this season to compared to last season, he lost half the money that the contract. I mean, literally split down the middle.
I have at least one more question for you, real quick.
Go ahead.
Before we end. Now.
Wow, it kind of seems like you took the anchor of this show, huh?
Oh, I'm sorry. I actually, I think I already know what my answer to this is, but I have a question for you, and it's: do you believe that with Marco Bellinelli and Ursan on this team, we would have been a better team?
I've said this before. We would have won the championship. Guaranteed. Because I feel like our major problem this year was our bench. And if we kept those two, we would have had the ultimate bench, the ultimate starting lineup, and the ultimate
I don't know
NBA
if you
team.
could say ultimate bench, but I'm agreeing with
Ultimate bench.
I don't know. Not ultimate bench.
Look.
Neither of them are ultimate caliber, star caliber.
Because you keep those two. And first of all, I think they're not star caliber, but I feel like they have star caliber qualities. For example, Ursan. Unbelievable in terms of rebounds. I mean, his rebounding is insane.
Very good at taking charges.
He has a 3 range.
Somewhat.
Bellinelli, I'm going on a limb here. The best off-balance shooter in the league.
I thought you were going to say the best shooter. I was about to say, no, thank you. But best off-balance, yes.
Maybe
because
Curry.
He cannot
Maybe
really.
Curry.
Have you ever seen Marco Bellinelli take a spot-up 3? No, it's always off.
He like has to jump.
He has
sideways.
He has to move.
Yeah. That would look really wrong to me if Marco Bellinelli just jumped up and shot a 3.
Yeah.
I'd be like, ugh.
He has to be running. He's kind of like JJ Redick. JJ Redick rarely ever takes spot-up 3s.
That's not true.
But he takes more than Marco Bellinelli.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. I don't know if we would have necessarily won the championship, but it definitely would have helped to get us there. Because Marco Bellinelli was a very big defensive liability. He was not good on defense.
No, yeah, you're right.
But Ursan would have definitely helped the defensive standards of the team.
You have to take a look at this. This doesn't this also means that we probably oh my god, this what if it doesn't factor out that we traded for Tobias Harris and Jimmy Butler.
I know, yeah.
So that means we would also have Mike Scott. That means we would also have Boban.
Boban wants to resign.
Get the key free agents first.
Do you think we resign TJ, or do you think he's gone?
TJ?
Yep.
I think he wants to stay.
In my opinion, I think.
But if a team offers him more money, I think he's going to take it.
I still think it's very weird to see TJ McConnell in a different uniform.
Here's what we're gonna do, or here's at least what we should do. Go by priorities. Top priorities. Tobias Harris.
Backup center is the top
Tobias
priority.
Harris and Jimmy Butler. No, that's our top priority.
Them two?
Yes.
No one else. You don't want Clay to Philly.
Oh, no, I'm talking. Okay. If we lose Tobias, then our top
Clay
priority
to
becomes Clay.
Philly.
Clay Thompson, if you're listening, come over here. We have the money.
Oh, my God. I don't think he's listening. I'm your host, Dion Castell. Thank you for listening to PSRN.
All right, let's wrap
this
up.
It's been really fun to run this media sensation called PSRN. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at p.s.r.n_PSRN, Philly Sports Report Nation. Connor's not here. I'm sure he would be saying the same thing. We really want to keep doing this through the summer.
Yeah, so we are going to have a really awkward schedule coming into the summer. We don't know about a podcast next week. We'll figure that out. But we might have completely new microphones, completely new everything. I don't know. We're still figuring this out. It might even be that we decide, hey, let's wait till next year and start this up. I don't want to do that. I really don't. I want to follow through the summer. But, if worst comes to worst. But we'll keep you guys updated with that in terms of podcasts through the summer. But we definitely want to continue doing this because
there's stuff that will happen over the summer.
We enjoy it so much, but we appreciate everything that you guys are doing, and we've had a lot of fun doing this, me and Thomas and Connor and stuff. But
Kyle, Bradley.
Again, follow us on our social media. Make sure to like all our posts, comment, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just if you like our content, comment that you like our content. Just let us know how we're doing. Because that's always nice. And for I guess the last time this year, or at least this school year, in the Springford studio, we're signing out. Have a good one, everyone.